don't know. It's more like an unspoken thing. I just dress black. I don't know. Like, I just grew up with a black woman, a black man. Like, my parents are really, really African American in the way they dress. Like, FUBU was mostly what my dad wore in the early 2000s. It's just like my house is just black. Growing up, it was just African American. So, yeah, I just grew up with a lot of like not traditional, but a lot of like trends in the African community, so African American community. So, yeah, I just dress black. It changes from time to time. I like to joke with my friends that I can either be like a Korean schoolgirl, dressing like a Korean schoolgirl, or I dress like a Black Panther. Like, there's no in between. But I really like denim. I feel like denim is very like African American, especially the way I use denim. I like Canadian tuxedos, so wearing a top denim and a bottom denim. Not militant in a bad way, but I like dressing militant, like Black Panther-ish, like the all black, the caps, the big hair, the huge hoop earrings. Like, I just really like black styles. Yes and no. Honestly, I just feel like I can't get away from it. It's literally all over my body. I'm a black woman, so it's not really empowerment. It's just like, this is who I am, pretty much. So, but it does empower me when I get the stares and they're like, oh, what is that about? And I'm like, this is black people stuff, you know. This is just how black women dress. I'm a black woman and I'm just being a black woman, you know. So it is empowering to a certain extent, especially when you're in a predominantly white space and you get to just be yourself fully and play it up as much as you want to. Sometimes I go a little bit over the top just to be like icing on the cake, like, yeah, I'm really black. So I like doing that. But yeah, it is empowering when I show it off, basically, when I go out into white spaces or spaces that are of non-blackness and I dress the way I do and people stare, they're like, wow. That's when it's empowering. But other than that, it's just me being me.
I would say yeah, because like, again, like, I view kind of like Black Lives Matter as like, you know, the civil rights movement 2.0, like for the new generation. As far as like how my clothing has been affected by that particular movement. It's just, you know, kind of being like true to myself and not necessarily fitting into like a Eurocentric mold as far as, you know, what clothing should be or like what I should wear or, you know, whatever the case may be. And it kind of, that movement in itself, you know, especially since it was, you know, a large part of it is, well, a good chunk of it is kind of spearheaded by Black women, and it's sustained by Black women as well too.
It has influenced my style so much. The Black Lives Matter movement is kind of what made me start to investigate my Black identity and what it meant to be Black. It's kind of what really kick-started me into starting to started to investigate Black pride and being proud of my Blackness. Because when Trayvon Martin and Mike Brown and Eric Garner, when I saw that, like, it broke my heart. It was in like a way, people, unless you're Black, they're not gonna understand, because it's like seeing someone who you share a kinship with in a way being slaughtered like a dog, and seeing their life be taken away, and then like most of the country being like, oh, it was his fault, he shouldn't have been doing this, because they didn't view him as a human, they viewed him as other. And just seeing that, I don't know how to describe it, it's just like some sinking feeling. It's like, it makes you sick, it makes you angry, it makes you sad, it makes you want to cry, it makes you want to throw up. It's all of that. And so when I felt that, I was like, okay. And so I heard about Black Lives Matter, and so I started to research it, because I think my life matters, and like, Black lives do matter. As a Black person, it's something that I will forever have in my brain. Like, when I have kids, I'm gonna tell them, your life matters. You are important. Don't let anyone tell you you're not important. But I guess it kind of made me start to investigate my blackness, which in turn made me start to represent my blackness in the way I dress. Hoops have always been something that black women have worn. I know people are like, everybody wears hoops, but who wore the bamboo hoops first? I know Chicanas did it, but like in emulation of which women? Black women have always had hoops, and of course people thought it was ghetto, and because I lived in a predominantly white area, at a point I did that. I thought it was ghetto. I was like, I don't want to wear them, but I love them now. They complement an outfit, and like, all black women look good in hoops. I'll just say that.
For instance, my red Doc Martens. I love those boots to death. Those are my favorite boots. And I just feel like they're a powerful item to me. They make a statement, just like how we make statements. When we walk in a room, we make a mark right there. And I feel like they help me. Those shoes help me make my mark because they draw attention. Everybody gets drawn in, and then they want to talk right away. So I feel like that helps in a major way. And I would say when I wear my turtlenecks, it kind of reminds me of Black Panthers because that's what they wore a lot. And so when I wear that, I feel like I'm about business, and that's what I'm coming in to do. And I just feel like that makes me come off more serious in a way, and it makes people want to listen more, especially when I talk, because I've mentioned it before, a lot of people, when they see the nails and they see the hair and things like that, they don't expect me to sound the way I sound. Say with my nails, because I like to I like to change people's minds and shock them. With my nails, they're a part of me, because my grandmother, she knew how to do nails, and she had super long nails too, so I got it from her. And I just feel like it's not what they expect when they hear me talk and speak, because they're just getting the outside image of who I am and not the inside and what I'm actually thinking of in my mind. Because up in my mind, it's a totally different person than what others would think. Because I know previously, before I came to school and stuff, it was kind of, nails were kind of looked down upon by others. They were called ghetto. They were super long, and if they had fancy nail designs, you're even more ghetto, and you were uneducated and things like that. But that's not what they mean at all. I feel like with my nails, I show off my creative mind, and it shows off how artistic I can be, and it shows who I am.